Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's had a great Christmas and a great New Year. Obviously, it's Tuesday the 3rd. Yeah, Tuesday the 3rd. We're back at it again. First job here. I've got a glowworm, which is a tenanted property. I've just been in and spoken to her because I couldn't get in at first. I just asked her what the problem was. She said the pressure keeps on going, and then she explained that I asked her where she tops it up to. She goes, "Oh, so around about 3.5, 3.8, whatever it will go to." Okay, I know exactly what the problem's going to be then. So yeah, so I'm going to drain it down, take out the pressure relief valve, clean it all up, redo the expansion vessel, and then hopefully we should be all good after that. I've obviously explained that only need to go to 1.5, so we'll get in there and get it started, and hopefully we can you can follow along. Right guys, so I've jumped way ahead because I forgot to get my phone out of my pocket. But basically, obviously on that last one with that glowworm, the tenant was overfilling it to 3.5 bar, sometimes 3.8. So we know the PRVs definitely have gone, have opened up at some point. And she keeps it there as well, so I was like, okay. So yeah, recharged the vessel, took the PRV out, cleaned it all up, put it back in again, and I checked the checked the actual PRV pipe for quite a while, make sure it was still okay while I was there, and it was all, you know, no drips at all. And I've replaced that flue collector as well, just because they're very common. I always keep one on the van. I come across these boilers all the time, so yeah, I always keep one of them on the van. So I didn't film that just because I think you've seen that on other videos and stuff like that. They literally just clip in, clip out, new seal at the bottom, grease it up, etc. Now I've just come to this one here, and there's no the motorised valve's not moving. As you can see, the body's all good. The program is showing heating and hot water. So I've checked the thermostat. So we'll get inside and we'll just do a quick bit of wiring tests, and I think I know what the issue is, but we'll get to the bottom of it quickly anyway. Okay, so get inside here. There's not very much access because it's caught on here. Can't seem to get it off because that nut there. But basically, I want to check the white wire for 240. Right, so that's earth to white. 240 on that. So I'm going to go with the motorised valve. Yeah, there you go. Cool. So it's taken for me to pull it across for it to go, so we're going to have to swap that over. Right, yeah, so okay, it wasn't the programmer, which is what I thought it was. That's why I took one up with me. Now it's the actual motorised valve. So as you can see, the body's absolutely fine. The head just, it took for me to actually move it across for it to actually motor over. So as they're elderly, I'm not going to take the risk of just saying, oh yeah, it'll be fine. I'll just swap it over and make sure it's okay, and yeah, then that will sort it. But with regards to the wiring, as you can see, I couldn't get the front off properly to show you properly inside. But on a wire plan or the 3-port, basically just want to go. So what I wanted to test was that the programmer and the thermostat were sending the signal back into there, and I want to check on the white for that. So I went earth to white and then looking for 240. If I didn't have 240 there, then I would have been going back to the programmer or even back to the thermostat. But because I had 240 there, I know that both of them are sending the signal in. It's just that the motor couldn't motor over to send the signal to the boiler. Hope that makes sense. But that's what I do. That's how I test it for hot heating. Now also, just because you saw how tight that was to get that in there, I'm going to use one of these Regan 5-way connector plugs, and just make the job a lot easier. So, got the power off. I just want to double check that the power is definitely off. But I'll have to do this 2 hands, I think. There we go, so I've got nothing on there. To make them nice and short. Right, lovely. So there you go. See that one, how I've literally just replaced it over. Easy job, obviously, but just showing you my thought process behind trying to repair it. Obviously, I could have just I didn't need to do all the wiring tests, but it does help because I thought it was going to be the programmer. I could have wasted my time putting the programmer on and thinking it was that when it wasn't. So yeah, just doing a quick wiring test shows me what the problem was. So yeah, we'll get on to the next one and yeah, see what that is. So just pulled up to the next one. I think it says on my notes that it's a radiator not working. So we'll get inside and have a look. Right, so as you can see, that spring in there has been moved across. Don't know whether somebody has moved that across on purpose or not, but I didn't really want to just move it back out, which I did do, and I thought, no, I just don't want to take the risk. I carry these Danfoss valves anyway, so I thought I'd just change over the head for her, and it keeps her nice and happy then, instead of just reusing the old one. So yeah, hopefully that's it. So just pulled up to another one now, and I don't know the back history on this one. So it says in like some notes on my email that basically somebody's been here before, and they're expecting a PCB to be ordered. So yeah, and doesn't look like the other engineer's been back, so I'm hoping that, you know, that it's been fitted or whatever. I'm not too sure, but we'll get in and find out what's going on. Well, that was an easy one. Got in there and it was all working. I was like, okay, that's a bit strange. And the customer said, oh, my son came around yesterday and put the pressure up because it was showing F22. I was like, okay. And I just ran them through how to do it, you know, if they ever got stuck again in the future. But the heating was on when I was there and it had been on for a couple of hours. The pressure was absolutely fine. It wasn't moving at all or anything like that. So yeah, seems to be absolutely fine. So easy one. On to the next one. Right, so I've reset it, but I've seen a drip of water come out. So let's get inside and have a look. Oh God. Oh wow. I don't know if you can see that in there. That weren't like that last time I was there. Right, so you join me upstairs in the loft. This is the one that is right up in the eaves, and it's, yeah, there's lots of problems here, mate. Lots of problems. It's the one that was pumping over and all that sort of stuff. Did advise loads of work to be done. That has been quoted on, but this time I'm back, and this is an insurance job, so it's for an insurance company. The power flush is being organised, not by me, it's done by an external people, and I'm basically just going to get this ready to drain it down and get it ready for the morning, because I'm going to have to change that heat exchanger. I think that's possibly one of the problems. I think there's so much dirt in the system. Yeah, there's just lots of issues, I think. So I'm going to change that heat exchanger over and just sort that leak out, because that weren't there before. Probably just down to poor water quality, etc. So I'm just going to get up here, and as you can see, there's the header tank up there. It's really hidden. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn it off at that valve there, and then just drain it down, ready for the morning. Really, just save some of the time. Right, so I'm back out in the van so I've drained it down, and oh my God, the filter downstairs underneath the boiler, I couldn't even get the water to come out at first. I literally was whacking it. There was just chunks and chunks, and then dribbles of water, and then chunks. Got a screwdriver up there trying to get it to go. Won't have none of it for ages. Hitting it. It finally went, all the dirt and all that coming out, and even the customer was like, wow, you know. And he said, oh, when it was power flushed a couple of years ago, he's talking 2 years ago, supposedly, the guy kept on saying all day long that he was retiring the next day. So you can guarantee that's been done well, can't you? So yeah, basically, right. So I know I'm going to get slated for this, basically, because I'm doing a heat exchanger and it's not being power flushed. Okay. Now, the power flushing is not my department. That's down to external people. So I'm just going to change the heat exchanger over, get the boiler back up and running again. While I'm there, I'm going to get up in that header tank as well. I'm going to take my little Makita Hoover up there. I'm going to hoover that out as well, because I know that's going to be full of shit. And I'm just going to try and do my best to get that boiler back up and working and stuff like that for him as well. So there's an AAV that's leaking up in the up in that loft space as well. I'm going to change that over. Just loads of little bits that at least I can say I've done my bit, if that makes sense. I can't help it that somebody else hasn't done a power flush properly. So I just want to sort of cover my arse there as to why I'm doing it. Obviously I have to change that elbow. Now, the reason why I'm doing a heat exchanger as well is because I've changed an elbow before on one of these, and it still wouldn't seal, and it was because it had split or cracked down the side, and I've even seen it down the seam of the middle split as well, especially with this water quality as well. I'm just not willing to take that risk, really. You know, I'll do the whole heat exchanger. So tomorrow we'll do a heat exchanger on one of them. I'll film that as best I can. I'll probably do that on my GoPro, to be fair. So yeah, yeah, slate me away. I get why you would slate, because I'm doing it the wrong way around. Should flush, then change the heat exchanger, but it's not my department. I don't deal with that side of things. So yeah, I'll do that. So yeah, so tomorrow we'll do that. I've got another one now. We'll go there.